And next up on my Steam library, I'm playing Metro Last Light. Metro Last Light is a first-person shooter. It's the sequel to Metro 2033. It's set in a post-apocalyptic Moscow, where the remains of the human race after a nuclear war all live down in the metro, in the underground system. It's based on a set of novels, same written by a guy, Dmitri something, I can't remember his last name. There's 3 novels in all, and there's a 3rd game on the way, Metro Exodus. If you played Metro 2033, you know very much what the setting's like. It's very atmospheric, very desperate, and you know, everyone's scratching out a living underground. There's several different factions, and then there's the mutant monsters that have populated the surface. You very rarely go to the surface, but when you do, you've got to wear your gas mask, and you only usually have enough filters to stay up there a short amount of time, but usually long enough to do what you've got to do. But the vast majority of the game is set underneath in the metro and the tunnels that have been carved out and now serve as the population hub for the people that remain. So it carries on the story from Metro 2033. You play the same character, Artyom, and the story starts fairly soon, it seems, after the last ending of Metro 23 left it. It's got pretty much exactly the same look, exactly the same feel, exactly the same guns and gunplay. So if you played the first one, you definitely know what to expect. It's got really good story, as to be expected, being based on the novels. It's got very good writing, decent voice acting, and a really good narrative that pulls you through the whole thing, which is probably its biggest plus, actually, because the gunplay is pretty regular. It's not bad, but it's just normal. The weapons are, you know, fairly standard. Your standard assault rifles, submachine guns, shotguns, pistols, sniper rifles, that sort of thing. They are a bit more homemade, some of them, in a sort of Fallout, not as comical as like the Fallout 4 guns, but there's not very many guns from before the war left, and the ones that you use a lot of the times have been like cobbled together after the war. But yeah, the gunplay is fairly standard, and the gameplay in itself is fairly standard. It's very Call of Duty-esque. It's quite straightforward, quite linear. You spend a lot of time following an NPC who you've teamed up with for the moment, and then you get into some big fights. There's some big set pieces, but you're pretty much led by the nose where you've got to go. So nothing spectacular there, nothing out of the box, but it's really the narrative and the story that drives this game, and that's for me was its biggest selling point, and the atmosphere and the setting as well. These post-apocalyptic tunnels, these metro tunnels, are really good. The mutant monsters are quite tough, and the whole atmosphere is really engaging, I think. So its full price now is only $14.99. This is the Metro Last Light Redux edition, which are the versions now on Steam. I don't know what they did with the Redux edition from the original, but it's been out a good few years now, so it's good to see the prices come down. Other publishers could take note, because I think like Activision is still trying to charge the full 45 quid for games like Black Ops 3. But yeah, this is $14.99. I believe the first one, Metro 2033, is on Steam as well for the same price, $14.99. A Redux edition of that, and you can buy both of them in a bundle for $24.99. So if you haven't played either, it's a good bundle there, $24.99 for both. You'll have a good time playing both of them. So yeah, I highly recommend Metro Last Light. If you haven't played the first one, play that first. Get the first half of the story, and I'm very much looking forward to Metro Exodus, which I think is out next year, to 2018. I don't think it's out later this year, but yeah, I'll grab that when that comes out. So that's Metro Last Light.